on, my friends? Jared James Nichols here, coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I am at the Gibson Garage. This is awesome hurricane music, my friends. I miss you. I love you. I can't wait to see you again. It's been way too long since I've been there with Old Glory, doing our clinic and having fun. I remember Pascal, my friendly friends over there. I miss you. I love you. This is awesome. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thanks for hanging out with me. It's a very big day. Yesterday, today, it is the release of my second signature. Guys, this is Gold Glory. Look at the gold. Oh man, you can't see it. I love it. This is the second signature Les Paul I have with Epiphone. I'm so proud of this guitar. I'm so proud of the way it sounds, the way it looks, the way it feels. This really checks all the boxes for me. I loved Old Glory, now there's Gold Glory. So there's two. Pascal, my friend, I know that you are a big single pickup lover. You have an Old Glory yourself. I think you're gonna have to need, you need this for the collection, my friend. So guys, today I just wanted to play for you. I wanted to talk. If anyone has questions, anything, shoot them down below and I will try my best to answer them. I want to tell you all about the specs of this guitar and let you hear how it sounds and just to say hello and have a really good time. So yes, there's Pascal. Hey brother. Good to see you. Thank you guys so much for letting me take over the channel. Hurricane Music, I love you. And this is awesome. So, Gold Glory, Les Paul Custom. I love it. Now, a few things about this guitar that are different from my original signature, besides the gold, the all gold, as you can see. How cool is that? Is this has the updated headstock. So Epiphone has, I'm getting nerdy already, but Epiphone has updated their headstock on all their guitars. On my original, it was a little smaller. It had a little bit more of a sleeker, straighter design. Now this one's a little bigger. It's got more of that wide angle headstock design. It's awesome because it's a little straighter. And to be real, when I play, when I touch up here on the headstock, the vibration, there's a lot of vibration happening. I think it's helping with some of the sustain, and that's really killer. You guys can see moving down a little bit, right there, we have the Blues Power truss rod cover. So we moved the Blues Power from below the bridge, right? And we put it up here on the truss rod. And I think that's a super cool touch, something different. There was some players that really loved the guitar, but they weren't loving the play. So I thought it'd be cool on this one. We took that away and we put it up here. And if they didn't like it up here, they could easily go get another truss rod, you know, a black one, or put their own marking on it, whatever. On the back, we have Grover tuners. If you can see this. Yes, the Stinger with the Jared James Nichols signature. That's my chicken scratch signature. And yeah, it looks super cool if you can see like the sleekness of that on the back. I always love the way a Stinger looks. I'm surprised they don't do them on more guitars. So on my guitars, I love to put a Stinger. I think it's a cool touch. I think it highlights something really cool and it just looks awesome. Going on the back more, the neck. It's a chunky C-shaped profile. So if you are a player with smaller hands, don't be afraid. It's not that big, but it's very nice and it's big in your hand to the point where it's comfortable when you're bending, when you're putting on vibrato, things like that. The neck, there's some strength there. And I'm crazy. I do a bunch of crazy vibrato and bending, and the neck is strong. The joint, everything, it's secure. And this guitar has medium jumbo fret wire, so I can really get under and bend the strings. Stays in tune, awesome. And something that's really cool and fantastic is I can get these crazy big bends. Here, I'll turn it up a little bit. Stays in tune great. Moving on, We have all mahogany body, beautiful gold finish. A USA Seymour Duncan P90. Now this pickup is super special. This is the heart of this guitar, and you can get so many sounds, and I love the P90 pickup so much. You can get so many sounds out of this, and so many different variations, and we'll go through that in a minute. We have our lightning bar Rat Tailpiece. I'm walking up to the camera so you can see it. Right there. See the little slots in it? That helps with your intonation. Something else that's cool about this, as you can see that there is like a sheen to it. It almost has like an aged VOS quality look. And that's something new for Epiphone. It's like the nickel VOS style of the parts. And I think it looks so awesome on this guitar. We have our top hat knobs. We have our volume and our tone. Very simple electronics. Coming down here, we have our truss rod, or our little cable jack. On the back, there's no toggle switch holes or anything. We just have where all of our electronics are. And that's it. Very simple guitar, very, very simple. But the thing about it is, the simplicity is the key. And everything about it, the way you play it and the way that you hit the volume or where your amp's set, that's what really makes your tones, and that's what makes it shine through. So check this out. I want to give you guys my little tone test. So I'm not plugged into any pedals, nothing like that. But what I do have going on, it's going straight into my JJN20. And I am going to start with my volume at 10 and my tone at 10. So it's all the way open. Ready? All the way open, right? Now, what if I take my tone, keep it at 10, put my volume at 2? Get a little more dynamic, a little chicken picking, more clucky, and it's cool because it's still open. Touch the amp at all, obviously. Now rolling up my volume to 5, we start to get a little more dirty. This is great for like bluesy stuff. Now we're getting closer. Let's go to 9. 9 is almost at 10, right? And all the way back up at 10. Now also there's a world of tone in the tone knob. Rolling it all the way back, we have more of that Eric Clapton kind of woman tone, right? Listen to this. Awesome, right? If you roll that to about 3, you start to get more of that clarity, sounding like a neck pickup a little bit. The best of both worlds. You get some of that top end, but it still stays nice and dark. And then there we are again, all the way up at 10 for full shred. questions whatsoever in the world, shoot them over and I will answer them. So our first is from Paul Moore. Actually, Paul Moore said he just recently managed to buy an Old Glory. Paul, congrats. I hope you love the guitar. I hope it treats you well. Old Glory rules, Gold Glory comes in too, and it's awesome. So thank you so much for your support. I hope you love the guitar. I hope you get all the tones out of it you want, man. Cheers. Okay, Pascal. Okay, here we go. When you are in the studio, how do you come up with your sound? Do you think about it ahead of recording, or is it something you do on the fly? So check this out, you guys. That's a great question. Next week, I start recording my next record. I'm so excited. I've been working on writing tunes for a year. You know, since I've been home, it's been like all I've been working on. And next week, we're hitting the studio for a whole 2 weeks to make a record. Now, I have a single that's coming out on June 9th, so be ready for that. And then more music to follow, shooting into September. So, when I'm thinking about my sounds, everything like that, where I go with it is I try and think about the song. I think about the riff, I think about the energy. I say to myself, what is the overall vibe of the song? Is it happy? Is it sad? Where am I at in this song? So one of the things I like to do, of course, since I'm a guitarist at heart and I sing, I think about the vocal and the overall message of the song. One of the things I do for sound-wise is I really get personal with it. I think about what the riff is. I wrote a riff the other day and it sounds like this. Now, I'm sure this riff's been played before, but check out this riff. And I think to myself, okay, what do I need to do for the tone? So here's the riff. Cool bluesy rock riff, right? Now I could back off on the guitar. So that's cool. One of the main things I do is I try and use the guitar as a vehicle for my energy. Now, when I play this riff, I want to play more crazy. I want to feel like an animal, right? So it's picking guitars, picking amplifiers, all of these things, they really play a role in how the overall song is sonically developed and shaped. So it's very important. It's something that I think about a lot. I mean, to be honest, I'm thinking about crafting the sound all the time in my head. I love P90s, I love Les Pauls, Gibson guitars, these Epiphones. These are the things that I think about right away in my toolbox for making the sounds I need. Pascal, I love you, buddy. All right, here we go. Blair said, oh, it reminds me of George Thorogood a little. Ever play any George Thorogood songs? Blair, cheers. George is a legend. If you have time, go, since I'm not saying this only because I'm at the Gibson Garage in Nashville, go on Gibson TV, right? And you go to The Conversation. It's a series they have. And there's actually a really cool video. It's like an hour long of George Thorogood and myself talking about blues, talking about our influences. It's such a cool video. Go there and check that out. That's on Gibson TV. It's The Conversation, George Thorogood and Jared James Nichols. Go check it out. I love it. But do I ever play George Thorogood stuff? Of course, I love George Thorogood. Everyone loves George. All right, here we go. So Dan in Madrid. Does Gold Glory give you ideas for a new song? Great question. It does. To be honest, when I picked up this guitar, I probably wrote riffs for like the first month. Every time I pick it up, a riff would fall out. Guitars are weird like that. Every guitar kind of like gives you a different vibe, a different energy. And this guitar is no exception. So I remember, instead of me playing more of these, I know this is funny, instead of me playing like more sludgy, dark riffs that are heavy, I don't know if it's the color or what, but I started to play more things that I thought were kind of like major, feel good, more chords. And the guitar just sounded great for it. So when I write a riff, I can really dial this in, and Gold Glory has helped me write a lot of cool riffs. So like way. I'm just improvising right now, but it just inspires me to play in a certain way. And I think that's so cool. All right, someone says, can you tell us more about the new pickup? Is it the same as Old Glory? That's a great question. So the pickup and the wiring in the guitar is updated. Now you're still getting a Seymour Duncan USA P90, but we went in and we fine-tuned it a little bit. This to me is such a fantastic P90. Now, one thing that I love about the old vintage Gibsons is the electronics. There's something about the electronics. I think it's because the magnets are so old and they're like demagnetized that they don't sound so bright and they don't sound so overpowering. There's something warm and punchy about them. And with this guitar and with this Seymour Duncan USA P90, I was very excited to find that we took, after some trial and error, we were able to take the top end off of that a little bit and make it feel more like a vintage magnet, right? So there's this really cool vibe you get with it where it has more of that vintage open sounding quality. It's not so aggressive and punchy in your face in that way. It's more like a warm, round sound. So when I play, it's clear and articulate, but there's still dynamic to it. I love Seymour Duncan P90s. And then moving on towards the wiring is vintage wiring, right? Just very simple with CTS pots. And I think that that's a game changer as well, you know? This pickup and this electronics is the heart of this guitar. It's everything you have to create all those sounds. And I'm super excited to say Epiphone kicked butt and they really brought it up. So I love that. All right, what do we got? Brian's asking how much does it weigh? Now, Brian, this one right here, this is like the Jared way of weighing things. I know what Les Pauls weigh, right? This guitar, I don't know exactly what it weighs on the scale, but if I were to guess, I would say this is high 8 pounds. Now, this is all mahogany body, mahogany neck, ebony fingerboard. This is not a heavy guitar. It's not a guitar that you pick up and you go, oh man, this thing's a log. But there's enough weight to it where it still feels like you're playing a full body Les Paul, right? Feels right, feels good, but it's still balanced nice and proper. And when I hit a chord, the whole body's ringing. I can feel it. I always check, guys, I don't know if you've ever done this, but I'm such a weirdo. I like to hear how the guitar rings and how the acoustics of an electric guitar are. So I'll just hit a chord, right? And I'll start feeling on the guitar where it vibrates. And now this is vibrating everywhere. So this guitar, I'd say high 8s. It's not a heavy log guitar. It's not a Norland era Les Paul. It's got enough weight to it where it feels proper, but it still rings really well. Okay, more questions. Wesley says, looking forward to the new album. Cheers. I can't wait for you to hear it. The songs, the riffs, the punch, it's all gonna be there. Okay, we have another question. It said Lou just bought a Gold Glory. Lou, we love you. When I come back to France, if you're in France, wherever you are, find me. I will sign it if you'd like me to sign it. And I would love to jam on it for you. Thank you, Lou. Thanks for your support. Okay, we have another question. Why did you decide to go for an all gold Gold Glory this time? Great question. So, you know, my original Old Glory, it was more of a classic. It was the take of the classic Les Paul Custom, which I loved. So it was basically if you mixed the full body and the aesthetics of a Les Paul Custom with the electronics and the vibe of a Les Paul Jr. I just thought it was so cool and it spoke to me. Now, when we were getting ready to do the next iteration of this guitar, one of the things I thought that was so cool was a Les Paul Custom with a gold top. I love gold tops. I think they're some of the coolest, most beautiful Les Pauls ever, and especially the vintage ones that are all gold. So I was able to come up with Epiphone with this really cool finish. It's a double gold, satin aged gloss. Now don't think aged like a relic thing. Think of more of the actual antiqueness of the color. I just love it. It's the double gold. And so there's a satin to it, but the more you play it, the more it actually kind of, I'm gonna get up close, the more it starts to kind of get a little bit more shiny in the areas where your arm rests. And the contours of this guitar are fantastic. And the reason behind the gold was I wanted to do all the same color because it still harkens back to the essence of the original, which was all black. And I thought, let's go for the gold. It's something so bold and unique. And I'd never really seen a Les Paul Custom gold top. I thought that was really cool and striking. So now you have a Les Paul Custom, a gold top, and a Les Paul Junior all built into one. It's a cool, kind of funky finish. And it's not your normal gold top that you'd see on your run-of-the-mill, Les Paul. It's a little bit more of a deeper gold. And it's like that double gold gives it a cool kind of hue to it. And look, I can blind you with it. Now it looks like it's white. Now it's white. No, it's awesome. Thanks for your questions. Arno asked, Jared, is this good for a metal sound? You rock, dude. Thank you so much. Now, this is the thing. Like with this guitar, it's so simple that I feel like you could play almost anything on it. Now, I can embarrass myself and try and play more heavy stuff with no pick and everything, and I'm gonna do that for you. But I think it'd be cool to show you guys, like, okay, so if I wanted to play heavier stuff, like when I think heavier, I'm thinking like Black Sabbath and all that stuff. But check this out, man. If I'm playing, you can get the aggression and the attack out of this pickup that you need, Arnold. I promise you. So. Or anything, I'm just plugged straight in, and I'm really focusing on the way I attack this thing to get the sounds I want. So now vice versa, if I wanted to go more bluesy and more singing like, like Clapton. Sound more chicken picking, I can just roll that tone up, the volume back. Right? All the different tones are right here at your fingertips. And really, I'm plugged into my small Black Star 20 watt tube amp. If you were to plug this thing into like a big monster, diesel or whatever, you'd be rocking, man. So all I can say and answer your question, I really think you could. I think you could get your metal on with this guitar. You know what I mean? Okay, we got some more questions. Will you bring Gold Glory on stage? Absolutely I will. Now guys, this is true with the original Old Glory and this Gold Glory. I play them just as they come. I don't do any sort of like fancy trickery as far as like upgrading electronics, changing the frets, none of it. A lot of people will ask me, they'll say, hey man, does Gibson Custom Shop make your Epiphone guitars? Because they actually wonder if I'm playing Gibson Custom Shop versions with an Epiphone headstock. And I'm here to tell you, no, I'm playing the same guitar that's gonna show up at Hurricane. I promise you, there's nothing different. The only thing that I do is I take the strings, I change the strings, I put on my favorite strings, 10 to 46s, DRs, and I put this down a little bit, get my action right, and off I go. I don't adjust anything like that. I always play the guitar just as it is because I think it's really important. Anyone that's watching me, I want them to understand that the guitar that I'm playing is the same one that they're gonna get. I think that's a really cool thing. And of course I'm gonna play Gold Glory live. Can't wait to get Gold Glory out on the road and hopefully back to France very, very soon. All right, we got more questions. Can we expect something more in the future, like an old red from Epiphone and two P90s? That is a great question. I think you can expect a lot more in the future. I think, we were so excited to do this guitar next. You guys, I've had to keep my mouth shut about this guitar for so long. It feels like I've already had this for like a year, So now that this is coming out, we have so many more opportunities for the future, and I am excited to share with you guys everything we have coming up in the future. But for now, I'm not saying anything. Lisa Sue says, looking forward to the new album in May 8th. Lisa Sue, thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much. Guys, so this is big news. I have an upcoming live stream concert, a full band, kick-ass live stream. It's happening on May 8th. Thank you, Lisa Sue, for bringing it up and reminding me to talk about it, or else I would have been mad. So we're doing a tribute to Leslie Weston Mountain alongside a set of my own original material live from Sweetwater Studios here in America. And we are gonna film it. It's gonna be filmed and it's gonna sound awesome. You guys gotta grab a ticket. If you go on either my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever that is, you can grab a ticket to the live stream. We're also gonna do like a VIP and a meet and greet after. And I know it's not the same as hanging out in real life, but this is gonna be really special. And also, we have some prizes you can win, including a Gold Glory. Not this one's mine, but a brand new Gold Glory signed by me, alongside a bunch of other cool prizes. That show's on May 8th, so make sure to grab your ticket. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. I get to play a bunch of cool mountain stuff. Of course, I'm doing Mississippi Queen and all that, but a bunch of different tunes that I'd yet to play with my band, and we are ready to rock and roll. It's gonna be so much fun. If you want a sneak peek of that, go right now on my Facebook or Instagram. I just posted some stuff that I recorded at Sweetwater. You can see the quality. It's gonna be amazing quality. Thank you, Lisa Sue, cheers. Okay, we have a question, how much is the guitar? And now Pascal maybe can fire this off. In America, they're $6.99. So, I don't know what that is when we're talking about the euros. I don't know. But they're not too expensive. They're not too crazy. I just don't know how much it is. $6.99 US. But I think Pascal, Hurricane Music, should just be giving you guys these good. No, I'm just kidding. But the guitar is such a bang for the buck. And I wanted to say as well that it comes with a case. A lot of guitars these days don't, but this one comes with an Epi-Lite, which is like a hybrid soft hard shell case, which is super cool. Oh, it's right next to me. Here's the case. Look, one of those. See that? Like, it's pretty tough. Let's open it up. I can open it. Look. So it's like a soft hybrid. Look at this. Come on now. That's your Gold Glory. Thank you, Heather. That's your Gold Glory coffin case. So, it's awesome. And I just love the guitar. I'm gonna play a little bit more for you guys. Oh, there it is. Someone said, how many euros was that? Someone said it. $6.99. That's it. Okay, I wasn't too far off. Guys, I love it. Thank you so much, Hurricane Music. Thanks for letting me hang out and take over. I'm so excited to show you guys this guitar. If you have any more questions or anything like that, fire them over. I'm gonna play some licks right now and just kind of get into it and shoot over some questions if you got them. I can't wait to answer them. To yell Freebird. No, it's not. I need the slide. I'll have to do the fake slide with the... I need my slide though. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, someone said, is your signature amp tubes? That's awesome guitar I want. Thank you so much. I just saw that comment come in over here. You have to bear with me, I'm a little behind when I'm shredding. Yes, it is. It is tube. It's EL84, it's 20 watts. It's my Blackstar JJN 20 in British Racing Green. I love it. Right now, I'm plugged straight into it. So anything you guys are hearing, I'm on the Blues Power channel, and literally I'm just using my volume and tone to kind of dial it back, turn it up. Very simple setup, no pedals, no trickery. You're just hearing straight that. So yes, awesome. I cannot read that. That is in French. Who is my favorite guitarist of all time? There we go. Okay, I have a few. One is Leslie West, who we're doing the tribute for, right? Rest in peace. I love Leslie West. I love his attack, his tone. Now, if you don't know who that is, he wrote that song, Mississippi Queen. Remember that one? Yeah, with the cowbell. I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love all the blues, different blues guys like B.B. King and Albert King, Freddie King, Otis Rush, of course, Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Paul Kossoff, Johnny Winter, Robin Trower, John Mayall, oh my gosh, the list goes on. Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, Little Walter. I love blues, I love rock and roll. I'd have to say it's a Jimi Hendrix, Stevie, Leslie. That's my main, where my heart lies, is with those kind of guitar players. Leslie being at the top of the pile. But man, I also it's not that I only love that stuff. I also love different players such as guys, I like shredders. I like guys like Steve Vai and Satriani, and I even like Yngwie, all those different kinds. I like country chicken pickers like Vince Gill and Brent Mason, and Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed. I'm all over the place. Okay, here we go. I got another question. Does playing Gold Glory feel and sound different than Old Glory? It does. It really does. Now, there's something weird, and the second part of that question is, why do I think that is? Is it the larger headstock? Is the pickup? What I think it equates to is a few things. Yes, the larger headstock for sure. It gives the vibe a completely different structure. To me, this would be like driving a car that's the same model as last year, but it has different qualities to it. Like, they changed up the body, so of course it feels different. Having this headstock, it's a lot more straighter, and I know that you guys can't tell that, but there's this straightness to it that it stays in tune and it's very bendable. There's just a complete different kind of vibe when the headstock's this big. So that's the first thing. The P90 and the CTS pots with this vintage wiring definitely feels a little different. It feels a little warmer. There's a little bit more of an open sound to it. I can't say that the guitar feels anything much crazy or different. What I can say is every single guitar feels different. So when I play this alongside my Old Glory, it sounds different. It has a different feel. I still have the same neck shape and everything, but it's just crazy. They're like, I would say it's like brother and sister, the guitars. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but they also have their own style, their own look, and everything like that. So thanks for the question. Cheers. Okay, what does it say? How long will the Blackstar amps be available? That is a great question. You better go get one, because I don't know the answer to that. That's as well as like my Old Glory and the Gold Glory. These are limited runs. So with these products, they're not here forever. The Blackstar I know as well, sometimes they're already pretty hard to find. So I don't know how long they'll be available. You should call Pascal at Hurricane and have him hook you up with one. And while you're at it, grab one of these. Here's another question. Have I ever had a string break when I was playing at a show? Yes, and I didn't stop. So if I have a string break, the best part about playing like a Les Paul like this is if the string breaks, most likely all the other strings will stay in tune pretty well. So I've had it where I'd break an E string and I'd just keep going. If I were playing a solo, I'd play it I'd go up on the next string, like the B string, and finish it out. I broke strings like that, and I've also had it where I've been on stage playing with another artist. This was a while ago. But if I broke a string, I'd go get the other pack, and literally in the song, I'd play, and then if there was a part where I knew I wasn't really needed that much, I'd literally roll my volume back, string on, go really fast, tune it up, and then start to play again. So yeah, I have broken strings, but I'm always the one that says, don't ever stop. And then it's funny when I see people watching in the crowd and they're like, does he only have 5 strings? Okay, here's a real story. One time, I didn't have any more strings at a show, so I played like a 45-minute show with 5 strings. It was horrible. Okay, here's another one. How did I decide to only play fingerstyle? So that came about because I'm a lefty. When I write, when I eat, everything I do as a lefty. I remember when I got my first guitar, the guy at the music shop, I started holding it like this, and he goes, no, dude, flip it. So I was like, okay. So I started to flip it, and he passed me a pick, but the pick never felt right in my hands. It almost felt like there was something blocking me from the guitar. On this hand, on our fretting hand, we can feel the strings, we feel the frets, we feel everything, right? It's awesome. Well, on this hand, I wanted to feel the strings underneath my fingers. I didn't want to pick there. And I always knew there was something special and a lot of different tones you could get just by playing with your fingers. So I really adopted that technique. And I didn't really have a teacher to show me how to do things. I just started to do it, and I just kept trying to develop it in my own way. And eventually it started to get better and better. I don't use my nails. I use the sides of my fingers. So my thumb always goes down, my index, my middle, and my ring, those always come up. So I can get snappy sounds by snapping up. And you can see my thumb right here. And I can use it very heavy. And go very light. Different sounds everywhere. So I started to play without a pick when I was about 17 years old, and I've been doing that now, and I've never looked back. And I love the fact that it gives me my own unique voice, my own kind of sound, and also like I can just have fun, and I'm free to play anything. So yes, guys, I'm Jared James Nichols. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a while. Hurricane Music, you guys, thank you so much for letting me do a takeover. I'm live here at the Gibson Garage in Nashville, Tennessee, obviously showing you my brand new signature that I love, Gold Glory, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pascal, all my friends, I hope to see you soon. Guys, go check out these guitars at Hurricane Music when they come in. This has been so much fun. I'm gonna play a little bit more, I'm gonna shred you out, but we will make sure that this clip stays up so you can share it with your friends. You can watch it again and again and again and rock out. Reminder of, if you want to check out my live stream show, that's on May 8th. Get yourself a ticket on my Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Go check that out. Thank you guys so much. Jared James Nichols, Blues Power. Thank you, my friends. Have a great night. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. See you soon.